I usually use 2 laptops to do.
Hello. Grace, are they both going?
It should be. I've fiddled around with it now.
Hello.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Hello.
That's working.
Not me? Oh, there we go. Yep, cool. So, can you run through what you've got up on the table here and how you're using the Euro?
Yeah, basically, I'm using the MX as the heart of the system. I'll just go like into history just a little bit because I'm like really excited about this because I've not had a machine that's been the heart of the system for a long, long time. I used to use the TR-808 as my heart system, the system of like the old school before computers or anything like that. And I was really excited about this when this came out because it has a similar kind of vibe, but it's a little bit more sophisticated in what it does. With the old school 808, I used to use the trigger outs to trigger, I still do when I'm doing like an analog old school set. I use like a TR-808 to trigger like SH-101s and also to MIDI, or not MIDI, to DIN sync to like the TB303 and to 202 and 909 and 727s and all the rest of that kind of stuff. With this machine, basically, it's a heart and it's also a mixer, so you can actually basically throw all your stuff inside it and it'll sync, it'll clock everything, and it'll also basically give you audio and also like some sort of effects and a few other like scatter roll type things like thrown in too. I'm not really, I mean I've had it for like 4 days now. It's been kind of travelling around with me, like I just about got it into the country. But yeah, it's been like a little bit of a roller coaster in the last couple of days. I've not been able to leave it alone. I've basically been kind of plugging it into like everything, like what can I use it for and this and that. I've not tried the digital thing yet, but like the USBs are great. There's like a stereo channel 5 and 6 basically, so you can like connect to like a 5, you know, a mini jack. You can connect a mini jack into there. The computer I've put on like 1 and 2, but when I'm doing like a full live spread, I'm going to be using 2 Motus and 2 laptops basically. They're going to be synced together with a sync box, which is going to be this, and basically 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 basically are going to be like a stereo from like these external sound cards that I've got. There is a sound card in there that's well capable of doing everything, but it's just that the way that I'm rocking with these things, because I want to kind of keep like a really high quality. I'm gonna throw them in. And I mean, basically, I would have had to have a mini jack to 2 jacks, and I'm not really into that to go out of the laptops. But yeah, so that's basically that side of it. I've got like a system 1 like in there via USB, and that's basically, it's controlling like a clock to here, and also it's controlling the audio. Like from the back here, you can see there's like just 1 USB going in and the power. So that saves on cables. So for me, that's great. Like using the TB3, I've got basically just 1 USB going into there, no power or anything, and it's like running it great. That's really cool. I've got like TR8 going to there. It's got power going to it, but basically that's the only cable I need really. I mean, I've got a MIDI going to the secondary TR8 basically, so I can like basically double up on the bass drums and stuff like that. But like basically on a basic system, you're basically looking at 4 USB outs, and that's it. You know what I mean? And like there's some auxiliary things that you can put in, like you can put in like a send and return like effect from outside. So it means you can go like into a mixer or into something else with it, or like return whatever. Yeah, that's about as far as I got with it, I think, apart from, I mean, I could try and go like deeper into what I did, but like, actually, I would have to kind of do it with a little bit of sound, because there's, it's like almost like there's 3 levels of mixing and effecting. So like, this is like your main effects, MFX, is like your, kind of like a master effect, which is like your overall effects of the actual mixer, and then you've got like the B effects, which is basically for each individual channel. So you can basically mix, like you can set something on this channel and have it basically as a slicer or a filter, or you can like. So when you do it from here, which I just got the other day, you combine, and I think you use the B effects, and you can basically, if you press that down, and press one of these, I can assign, like basically, that VFX thing, just to them like them beats on, so like you would have flanger, I could have flanger from say like 1 to 5 on channel 1, say, and then I can assign like a bit crusher to from 5 to 8, say, on the same channel, and so on. So you can basically assign different effects to different beats on each channel, and you know, I mean, from there, I mean, you can go really crazy, I think. I don't know. I mean, it means automating like effects on the mix, you know what I mean? For me, that's, I've never really been able to do that before. I mean, maybe there's a way to do that like in the computer, but like if you was on like kind of at a gig and you're playing like live on the fly, being able to just like tap it in, for me that's a real kind of bonus. I mean, in the last few years I've been going a little bit more internal into using Reason, and this kind of, in a way, takes me out a little bit. When I started, I had like dedicated effects to each thing. So basically I had effects pedals, which I would use like an effects pedal kind of system going into like a mixer. And if I needed a delay on something, I would have to kind of find a way to isolate the, say like if it was like a hand clap. I mean, at first I would physically take like a jack from the hand clap and plug it in, and then plug it into the, but you know, it's also, it looks cool and all, you know, you just need a white coat to start plugging stuff in while you're playing. If you can do it on time, you know what I mean, it's really cool. But yeah, I mean, like now you can just like, you know, it's all on board, which for me is absolutely brilliant. I mean, going to like, say like the TR8, I mean, having like the 909, the 808, the 727, 707, all on board of something like that's this light, and then also having like effects built in. For me, it's like it's kind of like a dream. I mean, it's nice to go out every now and again and show off like all the old kind of vintage things, but when you kind of have to go through customs and like they stop you like every 5 minutes, and then you know, by then you're wondering where your bag is, and then you get your bag and like, you know, they've taken machine apart because they think it's something dangerous. Then you start admiring stuff like this, you know what I mean? It's like really, I mean, not just that, but the sound and all. It sounds like pretty killer. I mean, I'd love to tear it up in here, but I think we'd probably lose a few glasses over there. I think it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
I mean, obviously you've been the master of the originals and still are. I mean, to your ear, how do the new machines compare to the old ones?
Well, there's not so much difference actually. I think there was one or two things like I think there was a symbol or something that kind of there was a synthesized symbol from the 909 that was slightly different. But yeah, I can't really fault any of the sounds, especially the new stuff like the 727 and all that. I mean, they're really accurate. And like, you know, how they made them is really cool too, you know what I mean? It's like they've not kind of like skimped or anything, they've not kind of just gone for like a sample or something, you know what I mean? They've actually recreated the sound, which is really cool. Yeah, I mean, I can't really tell the difference apart from, well, actually, if you have a TR-808 and you have the MIDI retrofit, you probably, I mean, I did that once and kind of lost like a bit of the decay on the bass drum. And also, I think there was a bass drum on one of the later 808s that wasn't the same, the attack wasn't the same as the original one. Well, this one kind of, it's a killer. It goes on forever. I mean, I think you can, you can probably, there is a way of doing a sign out, so you can separate it and put it through something else if you wanted to. But yeah, as it is for me, it's everything that I kind of need. I mean, like it kind of rolls over. You know what I mean, which for me is the test. You can put it on, the decay all the way on, and it kind of the decay rolls over. Then that's all you need really to create that kind of baseline thing. Right? But I mean, there are a few things that I would want extra in there. I mean, like being able to automate certain things, but you know, I think they're things that are going to come along the way and all. I think we're going to start seeing things like that coming back. I mean, like with this, I mean, they want you to kind of get away from the computer, I can see, and get more into kind of the old, maybe like the kind of like old school way of hands-on. I think that's, it seems like they're going for that, and this is kind of in a way like a cross-platform. It's got a few DJ ideas in the mixer. I mean, it's the size of it for me is really cool because I'm usually using like a really big like Motu or something. I mean, a Midas or something like that. So I love the size. I think it's really cool, and yeah, being able to have everything kind of in this like compact kind of place instead of being spread out is really cool too. And the select thing is like amazing, I think, because it means I can like basically switch something off, mute it, like jam away, and then just like kind of slowly introduce it back into the groove. And you could basically go on all night like that. You know what I mean? You can go from like groove to groove, or you can actually start writing stuff and introducing it, take it out, treat it. You can select some. I could take, say, like all these off, and just leave it on, say like the 303 or something, and then like kind of like roll it into the mix. You know what I mean? And all, you know, there's different ways of like bringing stuff in and introducing stuff, and yeah, the actual, you know, the actual step sequencer on here. I think that's something to do with. I mean, I'm still getting to grips with it, and I know that there's other levels and all. You know, like with. I mean, I don't know if you've kind of found like there's little kind of Easter eggs in the TR8 and the TV3 where there's all these little things that kind of these little tricks that you can kind of do if you start messing around with it. And I know there's probably something there. I kind of went through the manual a few times and found that there was a few things that it seemed like there was a few things missing, and then it kind of started to slowly make sense. And it's still kind of growing on me. You know what I mean? I'm still living with it, but it's nice actually being able to share it with like a lot of people and all at the same time. It's a machine that's never. I was actually saying to the customs guy, the first customs guy that stopped me on the way in, he was like, "What is it?" And I was like giving him this speech, and I could see his eyes rolling over. I was like, "This has never existed before." Are you going to take it with you when you leave? Yeah. That was really cool. But yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I don't know how much like or when it's going to come out or anything like that. So anyway,
well, yeah, there's a ship in the South Chinese Sea somewhere with our shipments on. So hopefully about 2 or 3 weeks. But on the way in, we were talking about the old school way of mixing and tuning, you know, with having everything through a mixer and using mutes and so forth. And how do you see the parallels between that and something like the mixed one?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is kind of aiming at a performance more. You know what I mean? It seems to me that it's pushing towards more of a performance thing, and they're developing something through watching the way that people play it live. You know, I think that, I mean, what happened with, I mean, for me, like after the TR8 and TR808 and the 909 and the 303 and all that, they were kind of they were built for a studio. They were built for studio sessions. They weren't really built for like a stage, so to speak. But they actually became like part of that system. You know what I mean? But then they kind of from there they kind of got into this groove box thing, which I think for me it was kind of like a little bit of overkill. It was just too much in one box kind of thing. It was like trying to be everything all in the same thing, and kind of didn't. I mean, it worked in certain ways, but it wasn't like there's a dedicated tool. And like with this, I mean, like for me, anyways, there's a lot more clarity when you got like, okay, this box does the mixing, and there's effects involved in that side of it. You know what I mean? I mean, when I've been working in the studio, I don't know the way other people work, but like the mixing and like effects and even like the arranging and stuff like that, I actually I put that down to the mixer mainly. That's kind of like that's the mixer section, and then like actually writing or composing, I'll do on the more like the instruments or the drum machines or whatever. And so for me, it's interesting. I mean, like I can do like a kind of little bit of a breakdown or a mix down on a TR8 or something like that, but almost like a micro mix. But if I wanted to kind of treat like that part of the mix or the rhythm section, it's easier, or it feels a lot better anyway to do it from the mixer. So it really makes like the thing a lot more whole. Anyway, that's